Good morning to everyone. Let us get into a posture suitable for meditation so that we can start promptly. Let us now start by chanting Namo Tassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Let us take a deep breath in. Holding the breath in gently, having our eyes closed as we take the breath in. Being aware as you hold the breath in. Gently letting go of the breath, relaxing the body, relaxing the mind. Relaxing the body and the mind. As you let go of the breath, beginning to feel lighter and lighter as you do. As you do. Gently, gently, allowing the whole body and the mind to relax. As you take another deep breath in, putting aside all your responsibilities, your duties, anything that you have to do throughout the day, just putting it aside for now and allowing yourself to give your undivided attention towards the meditation, towards this relaxation that we are about to endeavor on. Being very gentle with yourself, being very gentle with yourself. As you gently relax the whole body as you exhale, breathing out very gently, the whole body relaxing together with the mind, relaxing together with the mind. Gently, gently, taking another deep breath in, a deep breath, a deep breath. Holding the breath in for a moment, being aware of the sensations around the chest as you hold on to the breath just for a moment. Being aware of the tension building up, the sensation as you hold the breath in, and when you can't hold it any longer, letting it go, relaxing the body and the mind as you gently exhale, letting go of the breath, letting go of the breath. Relaxing yourself deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper. As you gently now, as you gently guide your attention to the body, the posture the body is in, being aware of the whole body in whatever seat that you've chosen for yourself, allowing yourself to go deeper and deeper into this state of awareness, bliss and calm, as you are aware of the whole body, the whole body. Gently guiding your attention all the way down to the tips of the toes, observing all the sensations all around the tips of the toes, being aware of any form of activity at the toes. When you are ready, relax the toes, letting go of any need to control or manipulate the toes in any way. As you gently allow yourself to relax the toes deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. The mind relaxing even more, feeling a sense of peace and tranquility as you relax these parts of the body, one by one, part by part. The mind feeling a deep sense of relaxation as each of these body parts you relax deeper and deeper, every fiber of skin and muscle all around these parts of the body. Starting at the toes, relax the toes, the mind relaxing even more deeply as you gently guide your attention from the toes to the feet, to the feet, observing any sensations arising all around the feet, all around. This could be the feeling of warmth or cold, any sort of itch, any moisture, the texture of the socks or footwear that you might be wearing, whatever it is, these are all sensations. And your attempt is to be aware without any judgment whatsoever over all these sensations that arise and surely passes away. When you are ready, relaxing the feet, relaxing each and every fiber of skin and muscle all around the feet. And as you do, letting go of any need to control or manipulate the feet in any way, gently, gently relaxing deeper and deeper. And as you do, the mind relaxing even more, even more, even more. The mind relaxing even more. Being very gentle with yourself, being very gentle with yourself, being in no rush whatsoever, allowing yourself to completely surrender your mind, your body to this experience of meditation, this deep and calming relaxation, this deep and calming relaxation. Being gentle with yourself as you now guide your attention from the feet to the legs, observing all the sensations all around the legs, all around, all the way up to the knee. Be aware, observing without any judgment, without any attachment, allowing yourself to go deeper and deeper into these deep, subtle states of relaxation, observing as all these sensations arise and passes away, arise and passes away. arise and passes away. Gently, gently, gently. When you are ready, relaxing the feet, relaxing each and every fiber of skin and muscle all around the leg, all around the legs. As you relax the legs and all the muscles all around the legs, letting go of any need to control or manipulate, the mind relaxing even more deeply, even more deeply, feeling lighter and lighter, feeling a sense of deep and calming peace, deep and calming peace. As you gently guide your attention from the legs to the thighs, from the legs to the thighs, observing the sensations all around the thigh, sensation, the inner thigh, the outer thigh, the lower and the upper. Observe all of these sensations that arise, any form of pressure, any form of sensations arising from the texture of the clothes you're wearing, the cold, the heat, any stiffness, all of these sensations, they're nothing more than sensations. And you observe them without any attachment, without any need to control or manipulate, but just unjudgmentally being aware, unjudgmentally being aware, being aware. Gently, gently. When you are ready, relaxing the thighs, relaxing deeper and deeper. And as you do, the mind relaxing even more, journeying into a deeper state of calm and bliss, relaxation, relaxation, putting aside everything else, guiding your undivided attention to this relaxation, to letting go, letting be of the time of the times. The mind in a deep state of calming bliss may be an experience that you've longed for a long time, or maybe this is the first time that you're experiencing this level of relaxation. Anyhow, allow yourself to go deeper and deeper into this deep, calming state of relaxation, deep, calming state of relaxation, of relaxation. As you gently guide your attention from the thighs up to the abdomen, from the thighs up to the abdomen, being very gentle with yourself, being very gentle with yourself. As you allow yourself to go deeper and deeper into these sensations, observing as they arise and passes away, as they arise and passes away, just being aware, just being aware. Having no judgments whatsoever, being aware, being aware. And when you are ready, when you are fully aware of all of these sensations, all of these different sensations that arise, allow yourself to deeply relax by letting go of all these sensations, the abdomen muscle, letting go of any need to control and manipulate these sensations in any way. In any way. And as you do, relax these muscles all around the abdomen deeper and deeper, allowing the mind to relax even more, experiencing deep sense of deep relaxation, deeper than any experience you've experienced before of relaxation, allowing yourself to accept this relaxation without any question, allowing the mind to go deeper into it, deeper into it. Being very gentle with yourself, being very gentle with yourself, being very gentle with yourself. As you gently now, gently, as the abdomen muscles relax, imagine that even the organs within are now going into a state of deep relaxation, into a process of cleanse almost. Where the mind, the body feeling lighter and lighter, the mind journeying into a deeper sense of relaxation as these organs relax, as these organs relax, as these organs relax, without having any judgments whatsoever, allowing the mind to experience its peace and tranquility, to experience its peace and tranquility. Gently, gently, gently. Guiding your attention from the organs within to the chest, observing the sensations arising all around the chest, all around, all around. And as you do, observing the rising and passing away of different sensations as you breathe in and out, the sensations associated with that action. Diaphragm expanding, the lungs expanding with air, the chest muscles, the touch of the texture of clothes against the skin, all of these sensations and even more finer, subtle sensations. Allow yourself to be aware, observing closely, observing very closely. And when you are ready, relaxing the lungs, relaxing all the sensations all around, and as you do, the chest relaxing, diaphragm, the sensations all across the chest, relaxing deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. Gently, gently, gently loving yourself to relax the mind even more, the mind journeying deeper and deeper into a deeper sense, a deeper experience, a profound, calming relaxation, without any judgment, accepting this peace and serenity, allowing yourself to go deeper and deeper into gently, gently guiding your attention from the chest to the shoulders, observing all the sensations all across the shoulders, any sort of stiffness caught up within the shoulder, any form of stress held up within the shoulder. Be aware. Observe these sensations. Observe these sensations. As you gently, gently allow yourself to go deeper and deeper into these sensations. And when you are ready, relaxing the muscles all across, relaxing the muscles all across, relaxing the muscles all across the shoulders, feeling as if a great weight has been lifted off your life, all the stress just disappearing and withering away as you choose to relax the shoulders deeper and deeper, the mind journeying into a deeper, calming state of relaxation, even more calm and deep than the experiences before. Going deeper and deeper, love yourself, to accept this profound stillness and calm, relaxing the whole body and the mind, whole body and the mind. Relax deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper as you gently guide your attention from the shoulder to the arms, observing the sensations all around the arms, all around, gently, gently, slowly allowing yourself to relax deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. As you let go of any need to control or manipulate the sensations all around the arm, the mind relaxing even more deeply, as you gently guide your attention from the arms to the forearm, observing the sensations, observing the sensation, being very gentle, being very gentle, being very gentle with yourself. As you now relax the forearms, the mind relaxing even more deeply than ever before, guiding your attention down to the hands, the palms of your hands, the fingers, the tips of your fingers, observing all the sensations all around the tips of the fingers, as you gently allowing yourself to relax the hands, the palms, the fingers, The mind relaxing even more as you relax these parts of the body, being aware of the sensations, yet relaxing deeper and deeper. Mind journeying into a calm, blissful state, a profound relaxation, guiding your attention, guiding your attention upwards from the palms of your hands, upwards the shoulders, observing all the sensations, all around the shoulders, all around the shoulders, as you gently, gently guide your attention from the shoulders to the neck, observing all the sensations all around the neck, allowing you to relax deeper and deeper as you gently guide your attention from the neck to the facial muscles, the facial muscles, facial muscles. As you gently relax all the muscles all across the face, the jaw, the cheeks, the forehead, relaxing deeper and deeper, allowing the mind to go deeper into a deep sense of tranquilizing relaxation. Profound, profound, feeling light as a cloud, the whole body in a state of lightness, profound lightness, relaxation of mind, peace, serenity. As you gently guide your attention upwards, relaxing the facial muscles, all the facial muscles, relaxing deeper and deeper, guiding your attention upward, the head, all around the head, observing the sensations deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. Being very gentle with yourself, being very gentle with yourself. As you gently, gently allow yourself to relax the head, all the muscles around the head, relaxing deeper and deeper, the mind coming lighter and lighter, the whole body in a state of lightness. As you gently allow yourself this experience of peace and tranquility, almost a feeling of nothingness, just pure bliss, just pure bliss, unhindered, unhindered. Now gently, gently, guiding your undivided attention to the middle point of the forehead, to the middle point of the forehead. The more you focus upon this middle point of the forehead, imagine that there is a flickering light. And the more that you focus upon this flickering light that has appeared at the middle point of the forehead, as you focus deeply upon this middle point of the forehead, the light going brighter and brighter, brighter and brighter to a divine radiant color, focusing all your attention towards this light at the middle point of your forehead, to the middle point of the forehead, being very gentle with yourself, being very gentle with yourself. Being gentle, being gentle. And as it's growing light, growing to a very bright color, a radiant stream of light. Imagine just as the sun is the light radiating in all directions, growing in size as you focus upon this light deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. And as the sun brings in a loves for life on earth, imagine that this light, a healing power of light, a healing light radiating from the middle point of the forehead. Let's radiate this light towards ourselves, healing ourselves physically and mentally. May I be well and happy. May I be well and happy. May I be well and happy. Well and happy. Well and happy. Imagine yourself, your skin glowing as you wish yourself wellness and happiness. Imagine your life becoming happier, surrounded by people you love and cherish, good people that you love and cherish. Imagine having so much of respect for yourself and respect for others and respect for others as you gently, gently, gently now radiate this healing light towards all the people that you love in your life, your friends, your family, whoever it might be. Radiate this healing light to all of these people, wishing may all my friends and family be well and happy. Be well and happy. Be well and happy. Being very gentle with yourself. Being very gentle with yourself as you gently, gently imagine your friends becoming healthier, free of any form of negativity, your family equally becoming healthier, free of any form of negativity, cultivating a heart of wisdom, love, compassion for all beings, as you gently allow yourself to go deeper into this radiating, loving kindness. Now, radiating this light to all beings, animals, humans, known and unknown. May all these beings be well and happy, well and happy, well and radiating the streams of good vibes and radiation into your house, air around your house, the plant, the tree, the earth, radiating this light, dispelling any darkness, any evil, and creating wholesome vibration all around you, all around you. As you gently take a deep breath in, gently taking a deep breath in, relaxing the body and the mind, the body and the mind. As you gently letting go of the breath, the whole body and the mind relax with a deep sense of loving kindness, respect, compassion towards yourself as well as for everyone in your life, known and unknown. Being aware of all these different, relaxing yourself, taking another deep breath in, being aware of all the sense bases, taste in your mouth, the sounds around you, the feeling on your skin, the sensation, the silhouette of light coming through the eyelid. All of these sensations that arise, be aware as you breathe out, relaxing yourself deeply, becoming more aware of your surroundings as you take another deep breath in, deep breath in, being very gentle with yourself, very gentle with yourself. As you let go of the breath, and as you do, gently awakening yourself to the surroundings, the room, opening your eyes when you are ready, giving yourself a moment just to be aware of all what you have gone through. Being aware, as you gently allow yourself very good. Gently awakening yourself. Before we move on to the next section, next part of the meditation, I would just like to enlighten or rather share um, a very important tip that you would find to support your practice, whether it be meditative or whether it is to find respect for yourself, whether it is to find love for yourself, loving yourself, self love, getting rid of self hate, any of these things. I think this would go into very much um, playing a very important part in all of those processes of practice. or just life, is the importance of being aware and giving credit for what you already have. When we live within circles that are progressing towards, even within a corporate environment, even within a working environment, we always see people who do lesser than us and who do more than us. Sometimes, when we are aware of people who do more than us, this way that we are aware is a little bit, or is toxic in a way that it puts you down, it brushes your mentality down, it pushes you, it increases the insecurities that we would have within ourselves because we see other people doing so much more. For those of us who are in social media, we see this all the time. But even within a meditative scope, even within a meditative scope, it is very important that we focus on what we have right now and be aware of the difficulty, or rather the challenges that we had to face to get to this place that we are. Because the comparison in mind that you would place, comparing yourself, for example, because we are in a meditative class, with the meditative attainments of another person, is not going to do you any good. If you use it as a point of inspiration, then yes, it would do you good. But this inspiration comes from a very pure place, and sometimes what we think is inspiration sometimes pushes us down as well when we are unaware of how we should cognize it or process that information. So, for example, we in Buddhism, in the path of practice, we focus a lot on morality, sila, we call it in Pali. Now, we know that each and every one of us, however hard we try, we are not going to be perfect. We are going to make mistakes consistently. It is a part of life itself. But some of these mistakes, we tend to also take it in a very dramatic way, right? We sort of blow it out of proportion, and now the mistake that you've made, you personalize it, you internalize it, and because of that you find yourself a roadblock roadblock with regards to practice, where your mind does not flourish. And when I say mind does not flourish, it does not only mean meditation, because when your mind does not flourish, it hinders your growth completely in all aspects. You might find that um, a sign is, for example, you do your cooking or whatnot, and the dishes are just on the dishes are just in the sink for up until night or something like that. Now, something things like that, or you have loads of work to do, but you don't have this motivation to do it, right? So in these sorts of ways, our mind hits certain roadblocks which keeps us on progressing. And obviously, if we do not have the energy or the motivation to do our dishes or to do the work that reach deadlines, we are obviously going to have that affecting our meditation, our mental health, our mental meditative growth, right? So it is very important what the Buddha has said. Let's focus on what the Buddha has said. The Buddha worked with murderers, prostitutes, people who were killing for the government, people who were part of the army, kings and queens, and all of these people, as well as paupers and normal household folk as well. The whole range of class, right? From the elite to the lowest of caste, the Buddha operated with these people. The Buddha never compared the practice of one to another. He could always, even from practices such as meditative practices, such as we call it silanusati, or the contemplation of morality within oneself, the Buddha would say, be aware of what you have, right? In terms of, there is an example of a butcher, right? And of course, these fresh poultry butchers, who would, if you would select a chicken of your choice or a fish of your choice, and they would cut it for you at that moment, and they would, sell it to you. So in ancient India, so they did not really have, they usually had, these fresh butchers, rather than what we have in the supermarkets right now. It was obviously a very different time. And then this butcher was also a person. Now the butcher would kill animals and sell it. It was the only thing that he was used to doing. And what the Buddha and he also went back home in the night. When he got back home, something that he did was he determined to sort of protect the precepts. So there are 5 precepts in Buddhism: not to kill, not to steal, not to engage in sexual misconduct, uh, which entails which entails which entails in not raping, not sexually violating another person, not going about with another person's partner, things like this, right? Not entailing in sexual misconduct. It's not having sex, it is sexual misconduct, sexually being active in a wrong manner, right? Going about with another person's partner, cheating, lying regarding all of that part. And then we have lying, and then we have sexually, and I'm sorry, mentally intoxicating oneself, right, to a level where one does not have one's senses. So the butcher, when he went back home, he would determine in the night that he would protect the princess, but in the morning when he gets up and goes to work, he would, of course, he would kill again. And the Buddha did not say, "Oh, this is a bad practice." The Buddha did not say, "No, this is unsuitable." The Buddha said, "Well done." Right? The Buddha said, "Well done." The Buddha did not compare his practice to another person who was living a more pure life. No. We, in our practice right now, when you're sitting on that chair at home, it is you who's practicing. It's not anyone else. It is the Buddha is not here. The Arahants, the enlightened beings are not here. We gain inspiration from them for our practice, and we do it. We do it. So, because of that, it is important not to sort of compare ourselves spiritually or mentally or any other way. We get inspiration, yes. We get pointers from people, yes. But with it, we focus on what we already have. If you don't have the 5, let's say um, you you drink alcohol or something like that, and you get sort of pissed drunk and all of that, on a Friday night, at least you have 4, right? Or at least you have the 5 through the rest of the week, right? That is where the attitude should be. That is where the attitude should be, because it is, perfection is not a word in the spiritual world of practice. Perfection does not exist, and we need to stop thinking that through this practice that we will achieve states of perfection. No, we are not going to achieve states of perfection. There are certain rules. Now, as you might be aware, the monks, within the code of conduct, we have a lot of rules. And some of these rules have been promulgated, or rather promulgated or laid down by the Buddha for arahants, when our enlightened beings did certain things which were not proper. These things would not be things such as hate or something like that, but not proper in conduct, right? Not proper in conduct. So there are also mistakes or rules promulgated because of the mistakes of arahant. So do not think that just because you are in this path of meditation, now, for example, there are all of these YouTube advertisements and all of these things about mental health, mind, and all of that. These are advertisements. This is the way we hype people up so that people people buy into the courses and classes so that wellness instructors get rich, right? This is not something that you will reach overnight. Stop trying to reach it overnight. Be okay with the flaws of your life. That is the beauty of your life. Be okay with it. Be okay with it in a way that it also gives you inspiration to go deeper into the practice, to work in the practice. But do not expect that just because you are practicing for a couple of weeks or a couple of months or a couple of years, that all of this should not be there. There is nothing as should in this world. The only should that we need is we should breathe. That is it. We should breathe, because that's the only thing that keeps us alive. That's the only thing that keeps us alive. Within morality, something that Achan Brahm says is, he says, Achan Brahm is a very popular monk. He's an international monk celebrity, for those of you who do not know. So something that Achan Brahm says is, with all the rules that we have in spiritual practice, the most the rule that really counts the most is one: you do not kill. You do not kill, even if it is a mosquito, any form of life. Because as for you to get up in the morning, to participate in this, to be with your friends, to do charity, to do good, it is life that supports all of this. Your life for you is so important, is so important. And the moment we take life of another person, the respect that we have for our life reduces. That's one thing. And the karma that we develop, the karma that we develop in taking away of a life, we can't ever give it back. If we are to kill a person or an animal, we can't give it back to them. If you lie, you can sort of train the mind to not lie, to to get into proper habit. If you steal, you can train your mind not to steal. If you're a addict, a alcoholic, a drug addict, you can train yourself, you can go into rehab and train yourself to come out of it, right? These are things that we can recover, reform from, right? But when you kill, how can you mend it? How can you mend it? So that's the most important thing. You do not kill. That's the most important rule. And the rest is everything that you work with on everyday life. So do not aim for perfection. Do not aim for perfection. And I think even with regards to enlightenment, we've spoken with regards to enlightenment. Enlightenment exists in different stages, in different stages. But sometimes, because again we are drama queens and drama kings, we tend to like hold on to the finest, the most supreme form of enlightenment, and we try to focus on that. What about step number one? What about step number one? Something that Jeff Bezos and no, Warren Buffett was saying is, when you are trying to become a millionaire, when you're trying to reach your first, when you want to become a millionaire, people do it wrong. Why, he says? How do people do it wrong? They aim for 20 million, 30 million at the first place, while they should be if they don't have 10,000 pounds, they should be aiming for 10,000 pounds first. After they reach that 100,000, after they reach that 400,000, they must go step by step. That is, I think when I read that, I was like, oh shit, I can use this for meditation as well. No, because that is exactly what the Buddha has said as well. We go from step to step. This is an organic practice, an organic growth, enjoying your life. And in no way are we trying to run away from our lives to attain enlightenment. Enlightenment exists within our life, it's not an external factor. We are not going to run towards it. So let it bloom with the life that you have. Let it bloom with all the insecurities. Let it bloom with all the damage that you have in your life, because that is what your practice is going to be. Working through the difficulty of telling the truth is going to be your path towards enlightenment. Working through your alcoholism or your addiction to drugs is going to be your path towards enlightenment. And that is our own personal path. And we should accept that and appreciate that. And that acceptance allows people to not be hindered by the mind when we close our eyes and allow ourselves to go into these deep states of attainment, right? These deep states of attainment. So that is actually because personally for me as well. As you know, when I started off and all of that, with all the damage and all the insecurities and all of that, we all had to at one point open our eyes and say, look here, just stop it. Just stop complaining. Just stop being comparing yourself to others. You can't jump. You have to walk this path, right? Just stop it. And you have to really ground yourself and take it from there, and take it from there. Because in our minds, when we do this, the mind is more sort of manipulative, cunning than we ever think it is. It works in ways that we do not imagine. But because of course, the way that we, because we have this doctrine, this teaching, we have a sort of understanding of how it works. But that we must put into practice. So that is my contribution to you. And remember, think about it. Think about it, because this is going to be one of the key things that is going to help you in your practice. Living in a country like the UK, or wherever, living in this time, this is a crazy, messed up time, right? This is a crazy, messed up time. We don't know who to believe. We don't know who to trust. There are backstabbers everywhere. We can't even trust authorities at this point. What are we going to do? We must strengthen ourselves. But if you're in this internal battle with yourself, who do you have for yourself then? If you're going through an internal battle, so accept radically and work with it. That is the path of practice. That is the path leading to higher states of consciousness, to energies, to untapping the energy and full potential of your mind and body, right? To your mind and body. So let us, if you want to take a minute to sort of stretch to get your blood moving before we start off the next session, right? That's important that you do actually. Even between, for example, retreats, we have these breaks between the meditations, the different meditations throughout the day. And that is actually because when the blood, you actually sometimes when you sort of sit for a long time, you have this weird taste in your mouth also. That is a sign that you have to move, because when the blood is moving again, it's more energy for the whole body, the mind, to go deeper into the next session, right? So it's important that you stretch out, get your blood moving, and then sit back down. Good. Now, taking a deep breath in, deep breath in, letting go of the breath, letting go of the breath, putting aside everything, putting aside everything, responsibilities, duties, things that you have to do throughout the day, whatever it is, putting all of them aside, putting all of them aside. As you take a deep breath in, filling up the chest, gently closing your eyes, gently closing your eyes, allowing yourself to be observant of the posture of the body. Breathing out, relaxing yourself, taking another deep breath in. Deep breath in. Being very gentle with yourself, being very gentle with yourself. As you allow yourself to go into this deep state of meditation, to relax in the body, the mind, guiding your attention to the breath, to the breath, observing the organic, the involuntary breath as it arises and passes away, arises and passes away, arises and passes away, arises and passes away. Be aware of the breath, the in breath and the out breath, the in breath and the out breath, the in breath and the out breath. Allow yourself to observe, to observe. Being very gentle with yourself, allowing the natural course of nature to take its place, to operate. Allow the body to do what it does, its primary function of breathing on its own, and you just be a humble observer of this action, this humble observer of this action. Allow yourself to let go of everything for this moment, just as you have removed your footwear and left it at the door. Leave all the other objects of mind at the door. You can collect it any time that you so desire to after the meditation. But at this time, allow yourself to just observe the breath in its most natural form. In its most natural form. As you now gently guide your attention to the mind, to the mind, being aware of all the consciousnesses that might arise from time to time within the mind. Not feeding the consciousnesses in any way, but allowing yourself, allowing yourself to just observe without any judgment, to observe without any personalization of these consciousnesses. Consciousnesses could appear in the form of emotions, If it is a pleasant memory that pops up into your head, gently allowing yourself to not judge this emotion or to feed it or to find flow with it, but just being aware that it has risen. And when you are aware, noticing how this passes away, how this passes away. How this passes away. Being very gentle with yourself. Being very gentle with yourself. Allow yourself to completely give into this observation of mind. Give in to this observation of mind. Being aware of the mind as these different consciousnesses arise. Having no judgment, but just observe. Being unjudgmentally aware as and when these consciousnesses arise. As and when these consciousnesses arise. Notice how these consciousnesses, they arise and they pass away, they arise and passes away. They arise, passes away. Observe, observe, observe. As you gently, gently go deeper and deeper from the gross consciousnesses to the most subtle emotion, subtle consciousnesses that arises. Notice how when there are no emotion or hindering consciousnesses arising, that the mind is at a state of one-pointedness, awareness, in a state of meditation, how everything else seems to just disappear, and you being fully aware, fully aware, fully aware. Being gentle with yourself, being gentle with yourself. As you gently, gently practice a sense of letting go, not clinging to or attaching yourself to any of these consciousnesses that arise, not even clinging to the meditative consciousnesses, but just being an humble observer of the mind without judgment, without personalizing and internalizing any of these sensations that arise, sensations of mind, the consciousnesses, the consciousnesses, the consciousnesses. Be gentle with yourself, exerting the right amount of effort, the right amount of effort to be observant without judgment and to find the right balance of mind, enabling oneself to discover parts about one's mind parts about one's mind. Whenever the mind wanders in a way that you cannot control, in a way that you cannot bring it back to the meditation object of the mind itself, use a breath, determining you take a deep breath in, that you take a deep breath in, that your mind gently returns back to the object of observing the mind. Allow yourself to observe the nature of the monkey mind, again without any attachment or any clinging, to observe how the mind tends to jump from one object to another, one memory to another, one emotion to another. Be very gentle with yourself. Be very gentle with yourself. Observe how, when you choose to refuse to feed these different emotions and consciousnesses with energy, how it just withers away in your mind as fast as it appeared in the mind. This is the nature of impermanence. Observe this nature of impermanence for yourself, for yourself, for yourself. Be very gentle with yourself and have a mind of compassion when observing. Sometimes mind could be like a little child playing its little games, but with your sense of heightened awareness, you are like a mature adult, knowing all its folly, the folly of the mind, the playfulness of the mind, the restlessness of the mind. So do not be in any way be disturbed by the games the mind might play, but maintain your posture, maintain your strength with the right amount of effort and concentration. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Be very gentle with yourself. And continue to observe the mind, the impermanent nature of the mind. Notice how sometimes you cannot control what the mind thinks, what appears in the mind. This is the nature of non-self. If the mind completely behaved the way that you wanted it to behave, if it thought all the things that you wanted it to think, it would be like your own mind operating by all your rules. As you observe the mind, you become aware that the mind seems to be having a mind of its own. Being very gentle with yourself, very gentle. very gentle. Practice having no attachment whatsoever to one's own mind. And as you do, observe how, when the attachment dies away, how your mind is subdued. You become the master of the mind. You see this by how the mind sustains itself within a state of concentration, samadhi, one-pointedness, ekagata. Ekagata, one-pointedness. Observe how, when a bodily sensation arises, and when, if you feed this bodily sensation, the sensation seems to prolong itself and stay on. But if you don't in any way feed this sensation, if you don't energize this sensation, the sensation just dies away, withers away, and you again come into a state of one-pointedness, concentration of mind. Observe this connection, the way the mind works with the body. This too is impermanent in nature. If it wasn't impermanent, it would stay on. The sensation would prolong, prolong, would prolong. Be very gentle with oneself. Be very gentle. Gently, gently now. Being aware of the posture of the body. Being aware of the posture of the body. As you gently take a deep breath in, relaxing the body and the mind. Relaxing the body and the mind. Relaxing the body and the mind. As you gently take a deep breath in, letting it go. Take another deep breath in, being aware of the sounds around you, the birds chirping outside, the wind, the air, the sensations on your body, the silhouette of light coming through the eyelids, the sound, the smell, the taste in your mouth. Be aware, guiding your attention gently from the mind, the breath, to all of these five sensory doors available to you. available to you, available to you. Being very gentle, being very gentle. Take another deep breath in, deep breath in. And as you let go of the breath, gently, gently, relaxing the body, relaxing the mind through a state of calm bliss and tranquility. Being happy that you've gone through this meditation. If you've discovered something about yourself, if you've realized something about yourself, giving yourself credit for having the energy to meditate, to go through this practice. As you gently, gently, when you are aware, allow yourself gently open your eyes and awaken into the present moment, here and now, giving yourself a moment to be aware of what you've just gone through during your meditation. Being very gentle with yourself, being very gentle with yourself as you open your eyes and awaken into the present moment. All right. So, does anyone have, if anyone has questions that they would like to ask or would like to share how their second meditation went, the floor is all yours. You can unmute yourselves if you like. And how did the meditation go? What went on through your mind? Yes, Ru?
Well, it's not about the it's a
Hold on.
question.
Yeah, please.
It's a question not about the meditation, but about the sermon which was there in the middle.
Mm,
And with regards to what you were saying about the practice and the precepts,
mm,
um, I feel as though one must have a sense of adamancy in their practice. I think it is imperative, and
mm,
it is the force which drives on.
mm,
And should one be should one be overly lenient, then, like, the peril is too much that you get deviant.
mm,
And the sense of adamancy must also be cultivated. It is a form of cultivation, I feel.
okay. Is that your okay? So adamancy is the wrong word, first of all, right? When you use the word adamancy, adamancy comes from a place of hate, right? Where you try to hold on to the last rope almost, right?
Well, it is the last rope.
No, it's not. It's not. holding on to the holding on to the practice, the last rope. My gosh, it's no, it's not. It's the last rope. The thing with the practice is we can use anything for the practice, right? For example, during your second meditation, if hatred arose, if you remembered a friend who had wronged you, or something that you did to another person, you can even use that memory for your practice, right? So the practice can be done in many ways. So it is only if we are weak that we will feel as if we are holding on from the last rope. There are so many techniques of meditation, different ways of approaching the practice, that there are always many ropes, right? There are always many ropes that one could use. It then comes down to how much confidence you have in oneself, right? The word which is then proper is striving, right? There should be an aspect of striving, of right striving, which will enable one to progress on the path. And the Buddha has mentioned, if there is no striving, yes, there is a falling off, or sort of a falling away from the path. That is very true. But when we strive, right? When we strive, we need to be authentic to ourselves. We need to be authentic to ourselves. Now, let me tell you an example, right? Now, sometimes, right? Now food, right? Food is something that we all love, right? That we that we all love. A good meal, a nice Michelin star meal, maybe, or something very soft, something very sweet. It entices almost all of us, right? Now, when it comes to practice, we want to eat it, right? We want to eat it. We know that it's not good for us at all, right? Especially if it's sugar, or especially if there's a lot of oil, whatever it is. We know that it's not good at all. We want to eat it, but sometimes we tell ourselves, or tell other people, sort of put up a show about it. I don't want to eat it. No, I'm not eating these kind of things, or whatnot. Now that is a different layer, a different level of hindrances altogether, even worse than really consuming the food, right? Likewise, how many of those we call these vanchaka dhammas, right? Vanchaka dhammas is you you fool yourself and you don't even know that you're fooling yourself, right? The mind is not aware, but it is a trickery of the mind, right? A trickery of the mind. What are those dancers with a masquerade? Masquerading factors. These are masquerading factors where the mind is blind to the mind actions of the mind, right? So when it comes to the practice, the important part is, yes, you strive, but you're also authentic to yourself to accept your capability and capacities in practice. That is what we are talking about here. We are not talking about being lax and lazy and deviant. No, we are talking about being authentic to the capacities that you have. If for example, let us take a gross example. I tell you all to come to sit for a 3-hour meditation, right? And I force all of you. Right? Now that is going to be absolutely excruciating. And when now this I am doing to you, I am going to force you to come and sit down for a 3-hour meditation, right? You do that to yourself, right? You do that to yourself. That is even worse, right? That is even worse. That is what we are talking about. Being authentic to what is available, the way of life, whatever which is available to our private life. That is what we are speaking about, not the laxing striving. And when we are now, for example, if it's marketing, if it's advertising, what do? We focus on a particular type of people, a group of people, market, and then we devise our marketing strategies and all of that towards that market. What we try to do in the practice is we have this blase general idea of what we want to do, no target. We think we compare ourselves with another person and we are working with now that is again, That is absolutely BS. It's not going to get you anywhere. You're only going to start sort of hating yourself for being more aware of the places that you're going to stumble, right? Because it is not focused, it is not targeted, right? The Buddha, he says, now we have 40 focus oriented subjects. If you break down the Vipassana or insight meditation, we have 1,000 techniques. 1,000 techniques. These 1,000 techniques are there to suit people with different levels of hindrances, with different capabilities and capacities, not for anything else. If we were all able to do the same thing, we would be able to do it with one meditation subject. We have the foul meditations for the foul, the corpses meditations for the lustful. We have the compassion attributed meditations for the hateful. We have the light meditation for those who are deluded. We have the light and we have the light corpses meditation for those who lack uh, effort, right? Striving. We have all of these different meditations. We have different meditation subjects for people who've been abused. We have different meditation subjects for those with impaired vision and all of these other things, faculties. There are different meditation. This is where, as much as we are aware of our physical capacities, we tend to be blind to our mental capacities. And that is what my suggestion is here. Be aware of your mental capacities. Because one thing is, yes, we meditate, but we are also meditating whilst we work, whilst we cook, clean, be with family, friends, while we maintain relationships, partnerships, work, business, all of these things, right? So without your foundation of life being authentic, without you sitting in your meditation from a good place of heart, your meditation is not going to happen. Yes, you will meditate, your focus will increase, but you're not going to go further ahead if your foundation is not authentic. That is where it is. So it is nothing to do with striving, or as you mentioned, Drew, being what was the word you used?
Adamancy.
Adamancy. That's the worst word you can use, Ru. No adamancy here, right? No adamancy, because again, the Dhamma, the practice is like water. It cools, it relaxes. Adamancy is so rough and aggressive, right? So it is a way of working with yourself. It is a way of working with yourself through authenticity and authentic awareness, right? Not building sort of castles in the clouds so that we think of ourselves or subject ourselves to a different manner of perceiving ourselves, right? Of perceiving ourselves. So give it a bit of thought. Shiran, you want to say something? Shiran, we can't hear you.
Um, yes, Bante. When you are in a one-pointedness, and then you are there, but still you find these thoughts
Yeah,
still coming,
yeah,
but you are, and then this there you find it's coming, and then it's going, and
yeah,
then that scenario over, another one comes. What is it? It's but you are there, right?
yeah,
But yet the thoughts are not doesn't stay there for a
yeah,
longer while. It
yeah.
comes and then go.
So,
Is
so
what?
yeah, so the more that you sort of practice it and develop it, the thoughts, the thing is, it's good that the thoughts come, right? Because for some at the beginning, when thoughts don't come, they don't have anything to be aware of, right? So it's good that the thoughts come. So here, what you do is you exert the right amount of effort to be aware of the thoughts, right? And also the thoughts, and increasing, if there is an influx or an increase in the rate of thought processes, this could also be because of too much of striving, right? Too much of effort being put into the practice of observing the thoughts, right? So you have all of these sort of a tiny bit of anxiety maybe, or or a tiny bit of restlessness which arises, which gives way to all of these thoughts which arise, right? So remember, be sort of be a bit, you want it yet you don't want it. No, you want it but you have no attachment to it. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. That kind of an attitude is very good in terms of observing your mind, because the mind, when it senses that you want it, you want to be able to be in a certain place of stability, samadhi, one pointedness, focus, the mind then starts playing its games, right? So because it is working with the mind, you want it, but you don't want it. You have basically let go, right? You advert. It's like, for example, you look in a particular direction. You like the beauty of the garden and whatever it is. You look there, but it's not like you're only pointing your attention in that direction. You're not going into the details of each and every leaf and fauna which is out in the garden,
It's
right?
you mean that let go the one pointedness. Is that what you mean?
No, let go of the need to achieve samadhi,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
right? And just observe,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh.
Let go of the need to wanting your mind to become stability upon focus and just observe,
Mhm.
right?
Okay.
Just direct the mind in that way and have no attachment or necessity. If it happens, it happens,
Mhm.
right? And then you find that the rate of influxes, it starts reducing, the thoughts reduce, right?
Mhm.
And when that happens also, at first, of course, you'll be like, oh, how wonderful, right? But then slowly train your mind to not even react to that,
Mhm.
right? Not to
Okay.
react to that. And this, let me tell you, this will greatly help in our personal lives, especially if we deal with toxic people, if, sometimes our work makes us deal with toxic people and, difficult people and all of these other things. This greatly gives you a sense of being able to be aware and not react, right? To be aware, you know what's happening, but you are emotionally stable, right? Where you don't shout and, sort of blast a person, but you are emotionally stable, right? This helps with even for mothers with little kids and all of this. This really helps because the little kids are really difficult, and they're everywhere. And sometimes mothers find them in positions of really a lot of stress. And this helps them to also sort of, not to take it personally, basically, and not to internalize anything. Yeah.
Thank you.
Do we have any other questions? Yes, Chamare?
Um, Thank you, Bante. The second meditation,
Yes.
so I think about 20% into it, I could feel that the thoughts that were coming
Hmm.
weren't actually creating a story in my mind, or I wasn't
But
actually.
not.
They were not,
Okay.
but or they were, but the volume was low.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I just want clarification on whether I was doing some masquerading or striving,
Mm-hmm.
because then my mind, for the rest of the time, went into the awareness of breath, and well, between that and a big golden Buddha statue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it
Okay.
was kind of veering between the two for the rest of the time. I mean, the sounds were coming in from time to time,
Mm.
but it wasn't, the volume in my mind wasn't loud enough. And
Okay.
I would just go between these two. So I
Mm.
don't know whether I was striving or,
So when you say the volume in your mind was not gross enough or powerful
yeah,
enough that
not
you
gross enough. Yeah.
was 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 then you chose to sort of go between the Buddha statue and the
Awareness of the
awareness
breathing.
of the breath, the breathing
Breath.
meditation. If you were going between these, did it
Mm.
happen? Did you push it to happen, or did it just happen?
No, once I think about 1/4 into the meditation,
Yeah.
the golden Buddha appeared.
Okay.
Then I kind of felt drawn towards it.
Hmm.
And then when the other thoughts were coming, it felt like they were low in volume,
Hmm.
almost like I was
Hmm.
turning down the
Hmm.
volume of the
Hmm.
thoughts,
Okay.
other thoughts.
Okay.
And then at some point, I think you just said, okay, just go back to the sensation of the breath. So then I just seem to have taken these two things.
Okay.
And I've just very kind of easily, it hasn't happened before, stayed with these two.
Okay. So with regards to the golden Buddha statue, so this is sometimes because now Chamara, you're a Buddhist, and
Yes.
because you are a Buddhist and probably because of the faith attribute in your life, golden Buddha statues of variant colors, radiant colors do appear to some people, right? Do appear to some people, but it is important to not take notice of it, right?
Okay.
That's the first part. Now, this grossness of the lack of grossness within within the concentration or the elements of consciousness, which because it was weak. The thing is, the mind, when you are doing this meditation, we are not looking for grossness, right? We are not looking for the levels of constant, the levels of power or the power levels of these consciousnesses. What we are looking at is the consciousness itself, what it does. But we are not the, so when I say what it does, we are not instigating that what it does question, but we just observe without any personalization, internalization, or sort of, sort of thinking about it. We just observe, right? For example, if I'm to look at all of you here and not say anything at all, but to just observe all of you, something like that. And because of that, the mind may, because of its need to have a gross object, the mind may find fault with the subtlety of the consciousness power.
Okay.
Right. So what happens? So continue on that you're doing everything right, but of course, when these images arise, don't sort of go into them. Just do not react. But as you go on, when the mind becomes more subtle, the mind will be able to go into subtle objects. Right. So then this need to find this grossness or the problem or the complication you're having with the grossness of the object will also disappear. So you just have to continue, Chamare.
Okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
Bhante. Thank you.
It is just a state that we all go through.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes when we go into the breath or we go into another aspect of meditation or another technique of meditation, and we get stuck there because we sort of like get sort of we forget or
it dilutes.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So just keep on practicing, no problem. Just keep on practicing, and when your mind becomes more subtle, you'll be able to go deeper.
Okay, thank you so much.
So do we have any other questions? So if you, yes, Samantha.
Oh, just a quick question, Bhante. Two quick questions, if there's time. Just want to find out now. Bhante mentioned about the morality of killing. That one, to observation of that. So if you unintentionally kill something, say for example an animal when you're walking in the garden or something, and you feel guilty about it, and that guilt sort of comes into your mind. I remember Bhante once saying that one should not feel guilty because it'll proliferate further karma or something, and then it won't be helpful. So how would one deal with that, especially if that thought comes into you, especially now that we're dealing with that is come up in the
Okay, so first of all, because you are unaware, when in an action of killing, right, there should always be motivation, volition towards killing, right? That is the same in the law of the world as well as the law of consciousness. For an action of killing to happen, you have to have what we call the Teya Chitta, right, which is the consciousness to kill. That is a volition to kill, right? Or else we do not develop that karma of killing. That's one part of it. The other part is, yes, we feel a sense of compassion towards a being that has been inflicted, that has lost his life. Of course, we were not aware, but we do not, again, that is where the emotional strength is. Yes, it happened, but what else? What do you want me to say? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like what else? Like, okay, do you want me to cry? What do you
Yeah.
want? You know what I mean, Samantha?
Yeah.
You know,
So it's happened in the past.
This is not to say that you become like okay, please understand, this is not like a psychopathic tendency
Yeah.
where you are able to do things and to control your emotions. No, but this is a sense of wisdom where you know, like, it happened by mistake, right?
Yeah.
And you have a sense of compassion to the being, right? But you do not also let it sort of flourish in your mind. You're able to just let go of it.
Right.
You
Okay.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? To just let
So
go of
maybe, yeah. So look at I suppose, see what the intention was there in a
Yeah,
way.
the
So say,
intention is the most important part of the act of killing,
yeah. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
The act of killing, even actually with regards to all of the 5 precepts, the intention must be there, right? So there is in lying, sometimes something that happens is when you are unaware, you say things that are not true, but you didn't intend to say that thing. You know, sometimes there are certain places where certain things of that sort also happen. You didn't intend to lie, but somehow what came out of your mouth was not true, right?
Yeah.
That is also not a lie.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right. So what you would then do is, of course, you would correct it. But you would correct it. You have to correct it, but it won't sort of be within the category of lying. For example, also you take something from a friend's house. You know, you're best friends with this person, and in sort of with the thing of returning it, or thinking that she won't mind or he won't mind because you guys are so close. You know, and take something with the thing of returning it or telling him later on or something like that. That doesn't also fall into the act of stealing. To steal, you must think, I'm going to steal this. I'm not going to tell him. I'm going to smuggle it into my bag. You know, that has to be there. That has to be there. So I would say, you know, yes, you killed an insect or a fly or something like that. But something like that. But yes, you have compassion towards the being. Maybe what you can do is you have a sense of loving kindness towards the being who has died, but don't be dramatic, you know, just move on. You know, and that's the thing with everything in our life. You know,
Yeah.
what are you supposed to do? You know,
Yeah.
would me crying help you feel satisfied? You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
even with like emotional damage, physical, you know, even with sense of sort of physical violations that have happened, you know, it is difficult. It is very difficult. But at one point, one must tell oneself, no, what am I doing? Okay, I've got, you know, I've gone through this. You know, someone has abused me, or someone has punched me, or physically harassed me, or something like that. But not holding on to it gives you a sense of strength, or a ability to learn from it and move on, right? Now, I am not in any way instigating that people should get away with doing these sort of things. What I'm talking about is from the emotional wellness aspect, right?
Yeah.
Not from the legal, disciplinary aspect of things. But for yourself, what do you want to do? Right? What do you expect it? You know, what do you expect out of the tears and all of that? Of course, you cry. You know, it's healthy to cry as well. But you know, at one point, you have to just let go of it and allow yourself to flourish, allow yourself to bloom.
Yeah.
Right? So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think this leads to my quickly. The second question was like, so in a way, making a determination not to do, you know, and do skillful actions, and then
More aware.
well, more aware. Okay. Yes.
To be more
Yeah.
aware.
Aware.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
That would be the takeout, I think. To be more
Yes.
aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
Bhante.
No worries,
Yes.
Samantha.
Yeah.
So we are
Thank
meeting
you.
again tomorrow. So if any one of you have further questions, you can ask tomorrow. I wish you all an amazing day and time of practice, and think about what we've gone through today, what we've discussed, what you've gained out of this, and use it in a way that it helps you to flourish. Let go of things that are insignificant to your story of life, to let go of things that do not define you as a person, to let go of things that keeps holding your potential at a weaker spot, a weaker level, and allow yourself to really develop in mind. The mind really plays a part in the success that you have in the material realm as well. So love, and this is spoken by so many motivational speakers, by so many sort of psychotherapists as well. The mind, the electromagnetic waves that we have all throughout the body help us even flourish in work, and all of those aspects as well. So allow yourself to bloom. We deserve it. We deserve to be happy. We deserve to grow from the pettinesses, the petty things that we've gone through in life, to grow from the petty people that we've had to associate. And we deserve to be happy, for God's sake. So let us work towards that. I wish you all an amazing day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care and goodbye.